All right, here we go. It is January 5th, 2023. I can't believe we've added another number to the calendar. That's amazing. But anyway, really cool stuff to cover today. Like I had mentioned, the chat is open. If you guys want to chat, on the side, just keep in mind, I'm not watching the chat. So don't go in the chat and ask me questions. If you have questions, put your hand up. You can use the little function in the Zoom here to raise your hand, or like Roger, just wave at me if you if you don't know how to do that. All right, so we've been talking a lot about analysis, how important it is to the whole system, because ultimately what you want to do, you want to get into creation as quickly as you possibly can, because creation's where you're going to make money, right? Creation is where you're going to actually get new customers. So you don't get customers in analysis, but you won't get customers in creation either if you don't do the analysis. That's why it's so important. But don't get stuck there. It's not meant to drop you in analysis and leave you stuck there forever. It's supposed to be a short piece of the process. You'll always go back to it. Don't think that you're only going to do analysis once and leave it forever. It's going to be a part of your thought process going forward on everything. Because like I've said, you're not going to have just one avatar. You're going to have a lot of avatars. You're going to have a lot of market segments. You might ultimately come up with a lot more products and things to sell. So once you learn this whole marketing thing, it's going to change everything for you. But I see a lot of people get stuck in analysis. So don't get they call it analysis paralysis. Let's not catch that disease and get stuck there. We want to move into creation as quickly as possible. I'm going to show you an example today that is it was a lead magnet. This is what we call a thing to generate a list. You guys have probably all heard of a list, right? A mailing list. That's what they're referring to. And a lot of the marketers will say, it's almost a cliche, that your money is in your list, right? There's a lot of truth to that. The bigger your list, the more ability that you have to make money. If you don't have a list, here's how life goes. You go out, you try and find a prospect, you try and turn them into a customer, and then you make a little bit of money, right? And then you do it again tomorrow and over and over and over. And that's kind of like a hamster wheel. When you build a list, what you're doing is you're figuring out a market segment, you're figuring out an avatar, you're figuring out what they want, and then you're generating content that will draw them in like a mousetrap. They get onto your list, and then at some point you might say, wow, I need to make a car payment. What am I going to do? Do I have to go find a customer to make this happen? No, you go to your list. You've already got a bunch of people sitting there waiting that are going to want what you have to offer. And they're sitting right there in your list. I can't tell you how many times over the years I have hit a situation where, hey, I could use some money for something. I want something. Maybe I want a new car or a new boat or whatever. Where do you think I go to get it? I go to my list. That's where I'll go. I've made over $10,000 by sending an email to my list. You find something that is relevant to the list and you make an irresistible offer. And like I said, you're not going to do that if you have 2 people on your list. You need to be building this list. So I'm going to show you guys an example of a product I made. Actually, it's not even a product. It's what we call a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something that you create of high value to offer to your prospects. It's like, hey, I've got something really cool that will help you, and I'm going to give it to you. And then basically, once they put their hand up and say, yes, I would like that, please, then you say, where should I send it? And that is, Perry Belcher is a really, really good copywriter. He's a really good marketer. And one of the things I heard him say one time was, if you're going to create an offer, you have to take the whiskers off the cheese. He said, you're like putting out a piece of cheese for the mouse, right? But as soon as the mouse gets close to it and sees whiskers behind it, he's like, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to get eaten. So you remove the whiskers from the cheese. And when you do an opt-in, this is how you do an opt-in, or this is how you create a lead, generate a lead on your website. They see the opt-in box. They see the thing you're offering them, but then they also see, oh, I got to put my name and my email address in there. That's whiskers on the cheese. So you remove the whiskers off the cheese. And I'm going to show you an example of this. And this is something I'll let you guys actually follow the process through so you can download this and see how this works. So if you go to my website, it's internetdominators.com. I'm going to copy that and I'll put that in the chat for you guys if you don't know how to. Oh, there's the chat. Okay, I'm going to paste that in the chat so you can just click on it and go there. It's internetdominators.com. Now, where you go here, I have it in two places. I have it under marketing automation, but I also have it here under this limited time cyber specials. Now, again, there's no whiskers on this cheese. This is just a free offer. You click on it and you go to a page that's got my cyber special offers on it. Again, I'm not asking for any emails here. The one that I want you guys to download is this one about artificial intelligence. This is a book that I wrote probably 2 years ago. And it's how to use AI in your automation. It's how to generate copy, how to help you generate ideas. And part of this can help you with your research. It can help you with your avatar research. AI knows a lot of stuff. This stuff's been around for a long time. Elon Musk started this project. I don't know what it was called, but it turned into OpenAI. He got out of it, I think, in about 2018 because he had other things going on. But when he left the project, he said, we need to be careful with this. He realized that this could be a very dangerous thing, used the wrong way. But I'm going to show you in here how to use this thing for marketing, how to use it for your research and stuff. And there's a lot of tools out here that are in here. Like I said, I wrote this up a couple of years ago, showing people how to use automation tools to generate content, do research, all that stuff, even SEO. There's SEO tools in here. So notice when you click the button, it's just get a free copy now. So you've made the decision, yeah, cool, I want to download that. And then when you click it, it says get instant access, tell us where to send it. So the whiskers are off the cheese here. You already made the decision. You wanted it, you grabbed it. Okay, that makes sense. Where should we send it? So you put it in there, grab free copy now, and then it takes you to the landing page where you can actually download it. So this book, this is a lead magnet. This is an example of something that you can create. I made this in a Word document. I went over to Fiverr and I had a Fiverr guy make this graphic for me. I told him what I wanted on it. I said, I want the text, smart marketing that works hard so you don't have to. AI marketing automation, the unfair advantage. I'm keyed in here on a lot of benefit. You notice in the title here, it's a very compelling title. It's got a lot going on there. It's smart marketing that works hard so you don't have to. Now, opposed to not smart marketing. Is that what nobody's going to want not smart marketing, right? They're going to want to do things the smart way so they don't have to work hard, right? Automation. Everybody is after automation in business. Automation makes your life simple. So you can see I'm keyed in on a lot of benefits here. When you're creating your stuff, you need to know what the person on the other end wants. I know what business people want. They want things easy. They want to do things the smart way, not the hard way. And here, notice the wording, put artificial intelligence to work for you. This is not use this to create work for yourself. This is turning the table. This is the thing that's going to do the work for you. That's what we all want, right? So when you're creating your stuff, you need to think in these terms. You need to think in, how do I make something desirable? How do I make somebody want this thing? This is free. I'm not even selling this, and I'm still focused on getting you to want it, right? It's very important. Now, like I said, this is not anything fancy. I made this thing up in about an hour. I went to a seminar that was done by somebody that did a tremendous amount of research on this topic. So I learned everything I needed to know in a couple hours about this subject. And I came back, I wrote up this short thing, and I'll show you what it looks like here. This is the actual ebook. When you download it, it's a PDF. It's 17 pages. Let me blow it up here a little bit, so it's easier to read. But it's about content creation, book writing, SEO, and market research. Now, I got to tell you guys, this top piece, I just added this in yesterday. So I updated this book yesterday. This thing's been around for a couple of years. This is the one I'm going to talk about most because it's a tool that I just purchased that's blowing my mind, how cool it is. So we'll talk about that in a minute. There's a free tool out here. This just got added as well. This is called ChatGPT. Some of you might have heard about this. This is like the rage right now in the internet marketing space. Reason being, this tool, this is the one that Elon Musk had worked on developing years back. And it just got released November of last year to the general public for free. So you can get free access to this thing. In a minute, I'll give you a little bit of a demo on it. I'll show you how it works. It's absolutely amazing. It's a really cool tool, and I'll show you how you can use it to make your life so simple. You're not going to believe it. The worst thing for me is writing copy. I'm good at it, but I hate it. I especially hate looking at a blank page to get started. So this thing just totally changes everything. The GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. I don't know who the hell came up with that. I think they need some work on that one. But what it is, it's a content generation system. And it's in the form of a chat box, which is how they've made it user-friendly. So you can just chat with it. You can just openly chat with it, and it'll answer any question you've got. If you thought Google was cool, wait till you see this thing. Now, there's this shows you how to get it. You can access it for free here. You sign up for an account at openai.com, and then you can get access to it by going to chat.openai.com. Now, like I said, that tool has been around for a long time. It just hasn't been openly available for free to the public. There's a bunch of developers that have developed tools based on it by using a paid API to get access to the back end of it. This Futurepedia here, this is a link to a directory of AI tools that are based on this OpenAI system. There's probably several hundred of them in here. Most of them, I think, are junk. Most of them are just, people just creating stuff for the heck of it. There's a couple here. Here's an avatar creator. I'm going to show you that one in a minute. And then there's another avatar creator, a 5-step avatar creator. This particular one was created by a video company as a lead generation tool. They allow you to go to their website and create your avatar using AI. And then you can take that data that the avatar is now created, and they'll make a video for you for your perfect avatar. It's really cool. So a lot of neat stuff here. The paid tools from this point down, this is what I had originally created to give away for free. Everything from here up is new. This was just added yesterday. So I did this, basically put it up here and giving it to you guys first. But the paid tools, this is all the stuff that was in here before. This Copy Pro tool here is amazing. I think the new stuff I just added to the top probably makes the rest of this document irrelevant, quite honestly. But this for a long time has been a really cool tool. It would do a lot of data generation for you. It would help you, get inside your avatar's head, because that's been one of the biggest questions here is how do we figure this stuff out? How do we know what our avatar wants? And if you haven't walked in their shoes, that might be a hard thing for you, unless you get to ask them. So anyway, Jasper, this is another one, a content generation tool. Shows you the different programs, what you can buy. AnyWord is another one, another AI tool that generates text. It will convert copy. It'll write books for you, just all kinds of cool stuff. This one here, Well Said. This is taking text and turns it into voice in real time. So if you need voiceovers for a video and you don't like your own voice for some reason, you can just write your text out, plug it in here, and it will create audio for you out of a voice. You can make it any kind of voice you want, male, female, any kind of accent, all that stuff. It's really, really cool. Surfer, this is a tool made specifically for search engine optimization. This will go out, use AI to analyze all the competitive sites, tell you what they're doing, and make recommendations to change your site based on what it's found. Wow. Really powerful tool there. And this tool here, this is actually our tool that we developed over 10 years ago for search engine optimization. I'm not going to get into it because I don't think you guys are to that level yet, but it's an AI tool for SEO. And then Quillbot, this one, and just another tool that uses text. You can paste text in here and it will rewrite it. You could paste an entire book in here and it would rewrite the whole book for you. So really, really cool stuff. Seamless, this is a business to business. It's actually a tool for businesses to generate leads. It's called Seamless, and it's an AI tool to find and fill your pipeline with leads that it generates. It's not a cheap tool, but it's pretty cool. And here's one to create videos. This will basically take any keyword, any text, and turn it into a lead generating viral video. So again, a lot of different tools in here. Let me go back and let me show you some of this stuff. So this is one of the first tools, the custom avatar creator. This is really basic. I put in here for the audience, I put small business owners. The goal, get new customers to grow their business. And what it did, it found two different segments of audience. It found small business owners age 35, and it also found small business owners age 45. When I read the text from each one of them, I noticed it was very different, which was really interesting. Notice here, the age 45 people, ultimately what they want is, I'm looking for someone who could provide me basic information that I could put to use right away. That's really telling. For me as a marketer to know that that is what they want, now I know how to talk to them. Now look at the 35 one, the one that's a little younger. They're looking more for conversation. They think they're doing great already. These people are going to be harder for me to deal with because they already think they know it all. So which avatar do you think I want to serve? I want these. These guys are looking for new information that will benefit them, they can implement right now. Bang. That's the person I want to talk to. So that was generated by 2 lines of text that I put in here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Here's the one from the video production company. It's a 5-step customer avatar creator. And I have not gone through this one, but this one, they're asking for quite a bit of information. They want you to give the person a name, like we always talk about in an avatar. You want to know who you're talking to. I always use Bob. You know, I always use Bob as my avatar. For some of you that have known me for a long time, you'll know that came from Frank Kern way, way back. So whatever your person's name, it might be Sally or Sue or you know, Jim, Jack, or Joe, who, it doesn't matter. Just give them a name, an age, a gender, marital status. Now, sometimes what I've come to the conclusion, sometimes this doesn't matter. Sometimes marital status doesn't matter. Sometimes it does. If it does, great. If it doesn't, just leave it out. Location, again, sometimes this matters, sometimes it doesn't. But if you're putting in a location of Texas, the people in Texas talk differently. They have a different lingo. And if you don't acknowledge that, they're not going to connect with you. So it might matter, it might not. Occupation, job title. It's asking for a bunch of stuff about them personally. And then it's looking for goals and values, right? And this is all the stuff in our avatar sheets that we're trying to figure out. So when you plug this stuff in here, here's another one. Where do they go to do their research? Do they go to books? If so, what books do you think they've read? What magazines? Maybe there's industry magazines. What websites are they looking at? SimilarWeb is one of the tools that will tell you what websites they're looking at. Are they going to conferences? Do they follow gurus? You know, there's a lot of different stuff here that you can take advantage of. Challenges, pain points, objections. This is all stuff that you need to know. This is where your research is going to give you. Now, I've talked about when you hire a copywriter. If you hire a copywriter and you don't give them this information, they're not going to do this research for you. They're lazy. They're going to take what you give them and they're going to write copy based upon it. This is basically the same thing. This video production company, it's like hiring a copywriter. That's why they're asking for all this information. So as I look at this, I see this probably isn't an AI-driven generator of an avatar. This is them getting you to tell them who your avatar is so they can generate it, so they can create you a video. But again, it's very important that you understand this and you get how important all this information is. That is the key piece to this puzzle. So now let's go. Does anybody have any questions about this stuff so far? I see Leslie, you got your hand up. You want to?
Please, yeah. I guess backing up a little bit, how do you define an AI avatar? I think is the wording.
Okay, AI is artificial intelligence. So AI is a tool basically that you can use to help you identify things. And where I'm going to go next, I'm going to go into the chat GPT and I'm going to show you how to use it, how you would do research with it. So it's a really cool thing. Helene.
Yes, I'm looking at your website and I don't see where you get to these bonuses, to these things.
Okay. Sure.
How do you go on your own website? Because your website doesn't look like that.
Okay, if you go to Internet Dominators.
Yeah, I have.
Here's the home page. Here's the link right here.
Sorry. I'm looking at where's the link? At Internet Dominators? Limited time cyber specials.
Yes, limited time cyber specials.
Okay, thank you.
That's the link, and then here's where you download the book.
Okay.
So that's where you get to.
John, I would add that button blinking.
What was that, Woody?
I would have had that button blinking.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it actually does if you roll over it. If you roll over it, it changes color, so it kind of grabs your attention. And you know it's clickable that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I typically tend to try and stay away from blinking stuff because I don't really want my website to look like a circus if somebody comes onto it.
Right.
I want it to be obvious when they roll over it that that is a clickable thing. But I've never really liked like flashy stuff. I don't want it to look gimmicky.
Got it.
Okay,
I have a
so
question. I have a question.
okay, go
So
ahead.
if someone is a member of your group on Unalienable, are the paid contents on your site free to that group members?
Yeah, if there's a bunch of stuff on the site here that is free to anybody.
I know, but like under when you go in, I see the freebie section, and then there's a section above that with other contents that isn't under the freebie section. Is that paid content free to your Alignable group members,
Yes. Yeah.
subscribers?
Yeah, any of this stuff. Like you could go to the client acquisition, you could download that. Most of the stuff on the site here, like this is basically a promo for the ACT program.
Okay.
So these are all basically lead magnets for me to generate leads from people that come onto the site. So I know what they're interested in. Like if somebody opts in for this, they go onto a list and I know they're interested in client acquisition. So when I send an email out to them, a follow-up email, I can speak to that.
Makes sense.
If somebody comes on and they go, let's say they're, let's say they click on here and they download this top 50 conversion maximizers. I know this is somebody that's looking to get a website done, or they want their website to be more effective. They want to convert more. So again, I know how to talk to these people. If somebody clicks here for the ADA widget, that's somebody that has a concern about ADA compliancy and they don't want to get sued. You know, so again, when I follow up with those people, depending on how they interact with my site, I know how to communicate with them. So these are all different avatars for me.
But John, to clarify, I think not everything on here is free to those in your groups, right? For example, the ADA widget is from, some of these are purchasable items.
Yes. Yeah, there's purchasable stuff on the website here. And there's also a lot of free content.
Yeah,
So
even
what-
for those of us that are in those groups.
Yeah. So if you're in Alignable and you've joined Alignable into the Internet Dominator group, you have access to all the ACT stuff. Like it's just like you went to the website and you purchased ACT. So all of the files, all the stuff is downloadable through the Alignable membership that you're in. It's basically the same thing as the ACT membership here. It's basically the same stuff. But like if you came under services, this is all a bunch of services that I offer. Like if you want web development services, business consult, traffic services, all that kind of stuff. These are all paid services. That makes sense? So there's a mix. There's a mix of things that I offer and things that I put out for free to generate leads. Okay, so I think we got everybody that had their hand up here for the time being. So moving on to the Open AI. If you want to do this, and all the stuff is in that document. Like if you download this document, everything is in here. If you go back up to the top, like this is where you would go. You create your account here on OpenAI, and then you can go to chat. Once you've created that account, you can go to the chat. This is the actual widget. It's called Chat GPT. And I told you what that ridiculous acronym stands for. I won't even go into it because it's meaningless. But what this is, it's a chat window that you can ask anything, and the better questions that you ask, the better answers you will get. And I'll give you an example here. We'll start a new chat. Let's see here. Okay, so new chat. And I'm going to put in here, what does anybody have a topic you want me to discover here? Anybody want to throw something out?
Yeah, about
Caregiver statistics.
Caregiver?
Yes.
Okay, so I just put, give me the 5 top caregiver statistics. And it's going to chew on that for a minute. And it's interesting. Sometimes you'll actually see it writing the stuff out, and then sometimes it'll just pop it up on the screen. Okay, so here are the 5 top, or the top 5 caregiver statistics. There are an estimated 44 million caregivers in the US. The majority are women, 60 to 80%. The average age, 49. Caregivers provide an average of 20 hours of care per week. The value of an unpaid caregiver provided by a family estimated to be 470 billion per year. Now, that's kind of interesting.
Way cool. Thank you.
Now, watch this. Give me more detail. So you can see how this could help you do your demographic information.
Right.
And you could also ask it to write in a professional tone. You can ask it to write in a light tone and a humorous tone. Okay, so certainly here is more detail. So it's put it now, instead of a bullet form, it's put it into a conversational form. Yeah. Check this out. Add humor. It's going to rewrite it, and it's going to make it lighter and put some humor to it. And this is human readable stuff here. This isn't like garbage. You could almost copy and paste this right into your website.
Again, is this the AI stuff?
This is AI. This is artificial intelligence. This program is based on a base code that Elon Musk created called Da Vinci. And Da Vinci is not publicly available. This is like a lightened down version of it that is made available to the public. Okay, so check this out. It says, I'm sorry, but I'm not programmed to add humor to statistics. However, I can try to provide some information about the importance of humor in caregiving. So how cool is that?
Way cool.
Now, if you didn't ask it specifically for statistics, it would have made it humorous.
Can we do another one? Find statistic about the consumers of massage therapy in the United States.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of adding to this one, because what this is doing, this is learning.
Right.
As we run a chat here, the more questions we ask, it's adding to what it knows about what we want. So since this is a new topic, I'm going to create a new chat. So what question would you like me to ask it?
Asking about the information about consumers of massage therapy in the United States.
Okay, so tell me about consumers of massage therapy in the United States. Let's see what he has to say about that.
It says untied. You have untied.
Oh, I bet it'll figure out what I want. I bet it'll see right past that. It'll be interesting if it doesn't, though.
Yeah, that's a good test.
Yeah, right there, United. It knew what I wanted. This thing is, that's why they call it artificial intelligence. It's meant to be smarter than us collectively. It's using a collective intelligence of every article, every piece of content written in the world that's been indexed anywhere. And it grabs all of it, consolidates it, and puts it down into usable form for us. Okay, so it's popular form of complementary and alternative medicine in the US. Okay. Many people.
It's already giving you a demographic information of like 18 to 44
Yeah.
and main drivers and things like that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ask about demographic and income of that group.
It's pretty, it's probably too wide of a question for it to really give you. How about,
Gee, I have one, John.
I bet you do. So here I'm going to put list the top 5 objections to massage therapy. So
Good question.
hopefully this will tell us what would hold somebody back. So you could address that in your copy. This is a great question for anybody. What are the main objections to whatever it is that you're doing? Oh. Attempting to fetch resource.
Why is it not looking at Amazon and the comments that people put about what they buy if they buy from Amazon?
It looks at everything. Anything that is written and available, this is going to have access to. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to just go to a new chat here. That one bombed out for some reason.
I just put in what are the top 10 symptoms of lead poisoning? Awesome. So awesome, John. I'm excited about this.
Yeah. So when you put in the symptoms, okay, so here's the objections: time constraints, cost, personal discomfort, lack of understanding, personal beliefs.
I can definitely attest to the number 3 and number 5 based on feedback
Mhm.
that people that those are like real time feedback I've gotten. So that's super smart.
So I'm going to say, how would you overcome these objections?
You wanted to do the job for you.
I do. You bet I do. I'm lazy.
Can I ask a question while we're waiting on this
Sure.
topic? I'm
Sure.
also a massage therapist, and I was looking at your workbook, and I'm sure this is a discussion for another time, but it said know your client, and I was reading that going, I don't know where to start.
Well, here's a great place for you to start right here. This is taking all the information that is, all over the globe, and it's allowing you to probe. Okay, so here it's telling you how to address these objections. How cool is that?
It's cool. John, what program is this, and is it free, or how much does it cost?
This is free. This is called Chat GPT. So this is really cool stuff. So this is the free version of it, and you just basically come over here and do a new chat. You can start asking it questions. You can actually have this thing write copy for you. You can say, write me a 500-word article about the benefits of massage. So say you want a blog post. Say you want to post something out to Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Just tell it what you want. I mean, I don't think I can make it any easier than that.
Can I tell you something funny? I put in network marketing, what it said.
Yeah, sure.
It says network marketing, also known as the anti-neighbor, this is in quotes, anti-neighbor friend business, is a great way to alienate all your loved ones and turn them into sweaty, over-caffeinated salespeople. Just kidding. Network marketing can be a legitimate and exciting way to earn an income as long as you do your research and choose a reputable company. Just be prepared to host a lot of awkward Tupperware parties and constantly be talking about your opportunity to everyone you meet.
Yeah, see, it's grabbing that information. It's learning from what is publicly available. So tell it to rewrite that in a professional tone. Just put one more line in there and say, rewrite this in a professional tone. And it'll probably take all that out.
John, I downloaded that the other day. I really didn't have a chance to play with it, but I don't know why, but this other website came up, Discord, and it was kind of, I thought, connected to this. Have you ever heard of that?
Discord is a chat group, and it's almost like Facebook. There's millions of different chat rooms in there for different topics.
Oh,
So
okay.
A lot of times a software company will create a Discord group for their customers to interact in there.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what Discord is. But here's your 500-word article about the benefits of massage.
Even go as far as like narrowing it down to one of my avatars and say, write an article for this particular avatar. Like, let's say travelers on vacation in a whatever, I would narrow it down to the wording so it can be like more exciting. I would say write a 500-page article for millennial parents, something like that. That's one of my avatars. So I want
Okay.
to obviously relate to them and sell the idea to them, not just a general, yeah, so for millennial.
So here I'm going to say, write me a sales page for selling massage sessions. So all you have to do is just get creative with your questions in here, and this thing will do all the hard work for you. Now, here's another thing too that you want to think about. You might not want to just take exactly what this thing pumps out and use it verbatim. Use it as a beta, as a first draft, and then rewrite it in your own tone. Okay, so here's a sales page. Welcome to our massage therapy practice. Are you feeling stressed and overwhelmed? Do you have sore muscles that just don't seem to go away? Our massage therapists are here to help. With their skilled hands and personalized approach, they can help you relax, recharge, and feel your best. Here are just a few of the benefits you can expect from our massage sessions. Reduce muscle tension and soreness, improve circulation, increased flexibility and range of motion, reduce stress and anxiety, improved sleep quality. We offer a variety of massage techniques to suit your needs, including Swedish massage, deep tissue massage, hot stone massage. Our therapists will work with you to determine the best approach for your individual needs and goals. Don't let stress and muscle pain hold you back any longer. Book a massage session with us today and start feeling your best.
I love
That's
it.
pretty damn good copy right there. I don't know about you, but it would have taken me a little longer to come up with that than this did. So I don't want anyone to have the excuse of telling me they don't know how to write copy, and that's going to hold you back. I just eliminated that problem forever for you for free.
Hey, John,
Yes.
what about finding a buyer in real estate?
What's that?
What about finding a buyer in real estate?
Same thing. You could get in here and do the same thing that I'm doing right here for real estate. Just ask it the right questions. It'll give you the copy, give you the demographics, all that stuff. Now, taking this a step further, this is basically just the raw window. This is just the raw text chat window that you can ask this thing. It's like delving into the core of the earth here. You're able to do that, and it's just based on your questions. You know, AI goes a lot further than just text. And that's where this other product, this marketing blocks, and that's the first one up here that I talk about, this marketing blocks 2.0. This project just got released very recently. If you're in any marketing circles, you've probably seen everybody is talking about this thing. This is a paid one. I've got access to get it for $297 for a year. It's normally $497, but you can use that VIP 200 coupon, get $200 off, $297 per year. And this thing will do all kinds of stuff for you. It will write sales copy, it'll research topics, markets, write blog posts, video scripts, sales and email follow-ups. It will also create lead magnets. It will create those ebooks. It will create full courses. You could create a full course on how to do massage therapy, how to start a massage therapy business. If your hands get worn out and you can no longer do massage, you could teach people to open their own business, and you could probably make more money and be more scalable in selling that than you could in doing the physical labor. This thing will write the course for you. It writes full books, testimonials, creates graphics, creates videos, and creates full landing pages. That's what this thing will do. And I'll show you, I just started a project. I just bought this actually
John,
yesterday.
what was the end of that? I was writing down the web page. What was the end of that?
Let me go back to it here. It's internetdominators.com/AI blocks.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that is my affiliate link to it. So if you want to get it, I've created this VIP 200 coupon for it. So you can get $200 off. So that's another thing I wanted to tell you guys. When I created this particular lead magnet, my intent was to give this away, but my intent also was to generate revenue from it. So all of the links in here, except for the free stuff, the free links are not, those are not affiliate links. But all of these are affiliate links. So I didn't create this particular program. I went to the program creator and I said, I'd like to be an affiliate of yours. I love the program. I'm going to talk about it on my weekly calls, and I would like to sell it for you. I'd like to make the referrals. So they sent me an affiliate link. They said, great. They signed me up as an affiliate. All these other tools down here, these are all affiliate links. This, like I said, this document has been on the web for about 2 years now. I've made somewhere, probably not quite $10,000, but somewhere close to $10,000 by giving this away for free. Just from the people that have purchased the products, used the products, love the products, got massive benefit. It created sales for the providers of the products, and it created income for me for putting this document together and putting it in those people's hands. So that's just like free money raining from the sky when you can figure out what your audience wants. Even if you don't provide it and you create the links to get them to what they need.
So what you're saying, if I'm not mistaken, is that people who downloaded this free thing, you didn't send them anything, that 10,000 was not related to any follow-up.
No, not at all.
But you did do follow-ups with them.
I did zero follow-up on this.
So people who downloaded this AI marketing automation, was this a lead generator for you?
This is just purely a lead generator.
Okay, so what did you do with that lead that came from here?
So these leads, when they came in, let's see, where did they go? Okay. So I'll go here. I'll go here again. So they go here. I also put a special bonus here where they could get an enterprise level Zoom for $12.99. I also made money off of that, and they're now in a database in my lead generation system for what they've done. The other thing is, inside the book, you'll notice in the SEO section, this actually is my product. This is a product here that I created for the SEO industry. So when they go to this, they go watch this webinar replay. They sign up there. Now they're tagged in my database. Now I follow up with them to sell them this product because this is my product. So it's my responsibility to do the follow-up here. Off of this here, this is, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars selling this product.
This one product.
This one product, yes. This is my own product here.
Okay, so do I need to download this AI program to get all this information, or?
All you do is just download the ebook. The ebook has all this information in here.
Okay.
And it's not meant to like force anything down anybody's throat. It's meant to educate you on tools that are available. And if any of these tools make sense to you, here's the resource I'm providing for free. So I'm
Okay.
providing a valuable service, and in the way I'm doing it, I'm actually getting paid by the people that I'm introducing you to
Right, right.
to generate my own leads.
So if I wanted to, if I was to create a document like this with, say, a list of books on how to start your own business,
Yeah.
and have those books linked to Amazon or wherever, and so if they buy it through this, I would get some income up, but I'm only providing them a PDF or a page of resources that they can go to start their own business.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
So my initial intent when I was doing this, when I was creating this, was to generate leads. And the lead in here is smart marketing that works hard so you don't have to. I'm generating a lead that I know would love the ACT program. So I'm setting up a whole list of people that I could at some point introduce to the ACT program. I just haven't done that yet.
John, do you happen to know if you are an affiliate for products on Amazon? Do you have to be a separate affiliate, or how does that work? Do you, like, how do you get a link that goes to a specific product that you're an affiliate for on Amazon? Or are you just an Amazon affiliate?
No, when you are an affiliate of any company, like of Amazon, for instance, you are an affiliate of all of their products under their umbrella. So in their affiliate section, there's a place in there where you get the links for the different products. Okay. So you can get a specific link to an exact product. Like for instance, this link here that I created for this product, the AI blocks, this is a JV Zoo. That's their affiliate program. So in JV Zoo, there's 1 million different affiliate programs in there. Okay. So I had to go into JV Zoo. I had to look them up. When I contacted them, they said, yeah, we're in JV Zoo, go and sign up there. So I already had a JV Zoo account. So I went in, I looked them up, I applied for their affiliate, and they authorized me and I got my link. Okay. Popped it in here and it's good to go. These guys, I think they pay 50%. So if someone was to go on here and purchase this for $297, I'd make about $150. So I make more. Like a lot of people ask me, how can you give your stuff away for $30 a month? They're like, how do you stay in business? I don't make just $30 a month. I make more money on referring products that I know people want than I make on, on what people actually pay me directly. So I have set my entire business up as a structure of I've got money coming in from a boatload of different directions. Like I have core products that I offer, but I have so many ancillary products because once I know my avatar, I know all the other things that they're going to want and need. I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to make all those products. All I have to do is go find those people and make the introductions at the right time. I don't like jam everything down everybody's throat at one time like a lot of affiliates do. I'm not an affiliate marketer. Affiliate marketers make 100% of their money on affiliate sales. So they're very aggressive. They're more like the network marketing, they're on 100% of the time, sell, sell, sell. I'm not that. What I am is I am an opportunistic affiliate marketer. I will put offers in sequence where I know they make sense. Like I have one of the offers that I have in my affiliate world is Kartra. Kartra is an automation program where you can generate leads. It's the whole software to run your entire online business. And the reason I have not introduced you guys to that yet is you're not to the point where you need it yet. When you get to the point where you're in creation and you're starting to create your lead magnets, you're going to be saying, how do I do this? How do I interconnect all this stuff to my website? And that's where Kartra is the answer for that. So when it's that time, that's where I make the introduction to that. And that again is another affiliate offer that I have. I have created, and I actually got invited to be on the board of Kartra because of the way that I do things. They contacted me and they said, of all of our affiliate marketers, you're not the biggest, you're not the most aggressive, but you have the highest stick ratio. Like when I send them a customer, the customer stays for life. And they're like, how do you do that? We would love to bottle that up and sell it. And I said, I don't just send people to you to sign up to make a buck. I send somebody there when it makes sense to integrate you into their business forever. And I help them do it. I created a training program, and I actually even sold this. I sold this training program. I called it Funnel Camp. It was a 2-day training. And it was basically how to set up Kartra and integrate it into your business, which will automate your entire online business forever. You set it up once and it just runs. You can literally walk away. Like all those lead magnets I have that generate money for me while I'm out fishing on my boat, it all runs on Kartra. You set it up once and it runs. And you can literally walk away from it. So I sold that program. I think I charged $197 for 2 days. I spent 2 days with everybody that went through the program initially. And I basically walked them through exactly how to set up their Kartra account, how to create a lead magnet, how to set up the opt-in form, how to do the whole process, how to set up a membership site so they could sell access to their trainings and stuff, and gave them the templates, the whole enchilada. And I guarantee you, anybody that went through there and did that, put that in their business, they'll never let go of it. They will be a Kartra customer for life. And I will get that commission for life. And Kartra, you know, their beginning program, I'm trying to work with them to get a lower level because that's one of the biggest barriers to entry for people getting started. Amazes me that $99 a month would be a barrier to entry to a business, because if any of you started a business before the internet and you knew what overhead was like, you couldn't start a business for $99 a month, right? You couldn't even get a phone for that. So for $99 a month for Kartra, they pay 40% commission. So I make $40 a month on that. So all I have to do is figure out, okay, I need to find 1,000 people, help 1,000 people set up a successful business where they're going to make money forever. And Kartra is going to pay me $40,000 a month for the rest of my life. How does that sound? That's what I'm talking about. Like when I look at business opportunities, I'm not looking to create jobs. I'm looking for opportunities where I can work hard. I can spend a very focused a small amount of time working hard to set something up that'll pay me forever. That's what I look at for business opportunities these days. So I'm not looking to create a job. I don't want something where I'm going to have to do the same stuff over and over and over every day.
So what you're saying is you live in the 4-hour work week.
Hey, I'm more of a 2-hour work week. What I do right here, this is the only thing I do repetitious. I spend a couple hours a week with you guys, and that's really my only commitment level. I have no other commitments beyond this that I don't want.
Hey, John.
Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
Hey, I'm on my cell phone. Apologize for that. I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, I was going to ask you, I'm putting together a proposal, and I want to ship that proposal out by Friday. And one of the questions I was going to ask you, with the results and the outcomes, you know, they ask a certain format. And so the format was from the event planner: title, description, results, outcome, fees, and so forth. And of course, they want a description of what you're going to present. And so I've got all that done. But in terms of outcome, I just typed in, and I came in on the end of this, AI thing, but I set it up and I'm looking at it and I typed in the question I was going to ask you is what are some words and phrases you could use to describe the results from your masterclass? This happens to be a masterclass. And it came up with improved skills or knowledge, increased confidence or competence, greater understanding or insight. And so I was going to ask you, based on that, when you put together results and outcomes of whatever it is, your seminar, what they're going to get, how they're going to feel, where do you stop? Do you stop at 2 or 3 results? Do you stop at 4 or 5 results? What's overwhelming and how do you know what's enough?
Well, when you're asking the AI program, the biggest part of that was the better the questions you ask it, the better answers you're going to get. So when it gives you the first set of answers, like when it says, okay, here's the outcome. And then you could say, ask it another question. How did that outcome improve their lives?
Okay.
And then you'll get a deeper answer. And then you could say, what did that do for them? Just keep running it till you get to the end.
Okay. All right.
There's nothing left. And then cherry pick the cream of the crop. You don't need a lot.
So what you're saying is this version you gave us is free, but if we go to your website later and we want a more extensive program, we can get it from your website.
Well, the marketing blocks program that's in the AI book now.
Yeah.
That program is built for marketers. I didn't get to it yet. I'll show you that in just a minute. I got a couple of hands up here. Let me grab these questions real quick, and then I'll show you some of the other stuff that particular program does. It's amazing. So Linda, you've had your hand up there for a bit. You have to unmute.
I asked about the Discord.
Oh, okay. So you were done? Okay.
Yes,
gotcha.
thank you. I didn't know how to put my hand down.
Oh, no worries. Okay. Nitty.
Hi, John. I have a question. So now the new program that you just talked to us about, do you get to give the content? I'm just kind of curious how it generates the information. Like you said, it can write a book, write blogs and posts and things like that. So how much information do you input? Like, what do you give it to get all of that? Like, how does it work? Yeah.
On the marketing blocks?
Mm-hmm.
So with what that does, when you create a project in marketing blocks, and it'll ask you a bunch of different questions when you're setting up the project. Like it'll ask you what your product is. It'll ask you, what you feel the benefits are. Not a lot. It'll ask you your color scheme because it's going to create graphics and stuff for you. You can even put your logos in and all that stuff. But it'll ask you that basic stuff in the beginning. And then once you open it up, it'll give you all these different things, templates that you can use. Like you can use the template to create a book. You can use the template to create documents, blog posts, all this different stuff, even graphics, even videos, even sales scripts, all that stuff. And the more you work with it, the more it gets to know you and the better it gets. So it's the more information you give it, it's just like a copywriter.
Mm-hmm.
You give it good information, it's going to give you good output.
Okay.
The cool thing about the AI is smarter than any copywriter alive. It knows so much more and it gets access to the information so much more quickly. It's amazing. So I have loved automation ever since day one. When I got into the internet, I was hyper focused to find the automation so I could work the least amount of time and get the maximum amount of output. I've done that since day one. I never found that outside the internet. It was like when I got a hold of the internet back in the mid 90s, I felt like I had found a dream come true. And I've worked every day since to be laser focused to find the easiest ways. And automation has been a major part of that. Almost everything I've done along the way over the years has had some form of automation put to it. Whether it be Kartra to automate my marketing, the SEO program I developed called SitePop. That's automation of SEO signals to train the search engines. Many programs before that all have worked on automation. So I love automation. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread.
All right, thank you.
Sure. All right, Leslie.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you doing this. Two quick questions. Will this be available to view later?
Yes.
And just go to Alignable.
Yeah, and Alignable, you've got the resource block there in the members area, and it's got all the calls. It's got, I think, 4 or 5 calls from the previous sessions, and this one will be next in line.
And the second question is, I just went to the website to do the chat AI, and you have to sign in and make an account in there. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you make the account at openai.com, and then to get to the chat, you go to chat.openai.com. That's how you get to the tool.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Rashid. You got to unmute there. There
Yes,
you go.
sir. The Kartra that you were talking about, is that like Kajabi, or if so,
It
what's
is.
the difference?
It's
How does it
similar.
compare, and what's the best? I mean,
Kartra and Kajabi were actually made by the same designer, the same developer. So they are very similar in nature. Kartra is the newer version of Kajabi. So it has more automation to it. I know the president of Kajabi. I've known him since before he was the president of Kajabi, and I've known the developer of the software. He has since passed on. His name was Andy Jenkins. A great marketer. The guy was absolutely brilliant. He developed a lot of different software programs that are used commonly in internet marketing today. But anyway, I was trying to figure out when I decided, okay, I'm going to use one of these programs. I wanted to know, do I use Kajabi or do I use Kartra? And I went to all the shows where they were all displaying, and I kept asking the salespeople, you know, what makes you better? And it was funny because they had so much respect for each other because the developer was the same guy, that they wouldn't bash each other. They wouldn't like openly say we're better because of this, that, and the other. So I actually called the guy that I knew that was the president of Kajabi. And I said, look, I'm just trying to get the lowdown on which one of these is better. What can you tell me? And he said, based on what you do, he said, Kartra would be better for you. This is the president of Kajabi telling me this. And I said, why? And he said, it has more advanced automation. He said, Kajabi is great for the beginner. You know, it might be a little easier. And I said, I find that hard to believe because I've looked at both and they're both very simple. The interface is almost identical. And he said, that's all I can tell you. He said, it's just, I can tell you it's a more advanced version. It's more heavily developed. So I would pick Kartra myself.
and it's cheaper than Kajabi.
That I don't know. I don't know what Kajabi's pricing is.
Well, I was looking at it, $149 a month.
Okay, then yeah, it's 99 or 97, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know it, like if you're in my program, that's something you could ask me about. We do a lot of questions based on Kartra in this call, because a lot of the people on here that have been on here for a long time, they're running their businesses on it.
Okay, I'm just getting started, so I'm glad that and whoever asked that, somebody asked that question in the chat, not knowing that you don't read the chat, and I just happened to read it.
Yeah, like I said,
thank you.
If there's something you want to know, just ask me. I'm not reading the chat. I get all sidetracked.
Thank you. So I will look into Kartra and sign up for that.
Okay.
I was getting ready to go on Kajabi because several people told me about it.
Kajabi is a great program. There's nothing bad I have to say about it. But I learned Kartra. I know it like the back of my hand. I've helped a lot of people with it, and I can support it. So
that's the advantage that Kajabi doesn't have for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have you to help
Yeah.
me with Kartra. Okay.
Cool. All right. Mr. Russell, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Oh, you need to
Oh, there we go.
There you
Still
go.
learning how to use the computer.
How's it going, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. How you been?
Awesome. Out playing on
This
the
is
boat
a
a lot.
very interesting conversation. I've been trying to learn a lot about AI, and I'm interested to see your marketing blocks demo. Do you have a few minutes you could show us how that works?
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually just learning it myself. I literally bought the program yesterday. So I've just kind of been playing around with it, but let's go in and take a look.
The one you just showed us about the chat, that's amazing. I put a bunch of stuff in there, and it's actually, I think it's getting information from my website, but who knows?
Well, it's getting
that good.
information. Yeah, it's getting information from everywhere.
Yeah.
And your product is very specific, so it may be pulling it from your website.
It's actually using my tagline, Ultimate Sun Protection Umbrella.
Yeah, I bet it probably pulled it from there.
Yeah,
that's the thing about the AI. It knows exactly where all this content lives. It knows where to find it. It's amazing.
That's amazing.
Okay, so with marketing blocks, if you get the unlimited one, the one that I gave you the link for $297, it gives you access to everything, including teams. So if you want to have team members, like if you have outsourcers, you can create team members for it, so they can go in and they can create these projects for you. But under the projects tab, this is where you can add and you can create a project. I just created one for Act Marketing, so I'll go ahead and open it up, and I gave it some basic information. And then here you can create copy, you can create content briefs, and you'll see the window here. It's using the chat. It's using the chat GPT. You can create documents, but here's the cool part. It will actually create designs. Like if you want a layout, if you want a business card, if you want a flyer, it will take your colors, your logos, and it will create AI designs for you. It'll even do videos, voiceovers. It has a stock media library that it can pull from. It has a background remover. It'll write emails. It's got templates where it took the framework of the API of what the same one that the Chat GPT is using. And it's outputting the stuff in different things. Because the Chat GPI or GPT, that's using something called DaVinci on the back end. And the DaVinci is incredibly powerful. The Chat GPT is basically just one little function of it. Whereas this marketing blocks is using a lot more of the functionality of it to create images, videos. It's got this thing called art blocks, which I haven't had a chance to play with yet, but it looks really cool. It's even got this thing where if you have an image, like here, they've got a pencil and a caliper, and they don't want those, you just go highlight it and it'll just remove them out of your image.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Like if you got a picture, I remember doing this specifically for you. You had a picture of a beach with a bunch of people and your umbrellas on there, and there was some that you needed removed.
Right.
It took me quite a while to get those removed in Photoshop by taking them out manually, where here you just highlight over it and bang, they're gone.
Oh, Jesus.
So
how about the landing pages? It creates landing pages for you?
Yeah, it'll do full landing pages with opt-ins and the whole bit. And the cool thing is you could have this design a highly converting landing page for you. And then you just copy the text out and you put it in Kartra. And then it's all automated.
What about the graphics that it creates? How do you copy that into Kartra?
Oh, you can copy graphics. You just right click, save them to your desktop.
Okay.
Any graphics, that's easy. But like this art blocks thing, let me see how that works. So we're gonna enter an image description. So let's say tropical beach with umbrellas. Anything you don't want in the image?
Naked women.
Oh, why would we exclude that? Come on. No, I don't think it would put that in anyway. But well, let's just give it that. Let's just see what
Right.
it comes up with. And let's go landscape. And number of images, let's do 3. We'll leave style and enhancements off. Let's just see what it comes up with.
So
I have no idea how long it's going to take to do its thing.
the second right now.
Hey, John, if you go into those enhancements, it will give you a bunch of stuff that you can do without extending the prompt. It's kind of cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, I've been playing with it. I didn't know you had it. I had it for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been it's kind of been the rage through the marketing community.
Let's see here. Yes.
That didn't take long.
No.
That was fast, yeah.
Okay, so we could do like do retro. Let's see. Oh, okay. Surrealism. Let's see what that does for us.
Is that a price of 2 something? That's a year or a month?
That's for a year.
A year, okay.
$297 for a year. Okay, so it just created. So you could actually upload your image of your umbrella.
Yeah.
And use your own umbrellas in here.
I'm gonna put them in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool tool.
I think it's probably worth $300 a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so you can create images, videos, voiceovers, landing pages, like full designs, banners, cards, letterhead.
Is this copyright or can you use it?
No, this is creating. So this would be your own copyright.
So John, if you were to develop something, would it, and you choose something, does it then take that design off the platform because you've selected it? Or and the same thing with the copy, would you want to modify it? Like, what's the copyright laws on all this then?
Well, this is generating unique content based on existing content. So like my understanding is if you run this through Copyscape, it's going to come out pure. Now, that said, Google, when Elon Musk abandoned this and he basically backed out, the people that stepped in his place and put $1 billion into this was Microsoft. So this is basically Microsoft backed. And Google doesn't like artificial content, right? So you have a battle now going on between the two biggest entities in the online world. So Google is coming up with things to identify artificial intelligence and to ignore it, not like it. Some people say penalize it. I don't think they're going to penalize it. They're just not going to acknowledge it. But the better it is, the less chance they have to identify it. So one of the things I said this earlier, you should take the content that this generates and you should use it as a first draft. You should rewrite it in your own tone. And then you're going to be 100% cool. You're going to be 100% unique. It's already 100% unique. It's just the way that you ask this thing for what you're going to output, the more difficult it's going to be that someone would identify it as computer text. Like if you tell it to use a humorous tone, if you tell it to write this in a 3rd grade level, it's going to basically rewrite the stuff based on the criteria that you give it. The more specific you are, the more unique it's going to be, the harder it's going to be to identify it as computer generated. So like, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, John. So how do you avoid duplicates? Like if you make a logo there, how are you sure that someone else that, you know, probably puts the same information, it won't generate exactly the same thing for them?
I really don't have the answer to that. And I can tell you one thing, in logo design, it's almost impossible to come up with something unique 100%. What you have to do is you combine multiple items. Like if you look at my logo, there's nothing unique about it. It's, you know, it's got things in it like the wings, those came off of the Navy SEALs logo. The eye is the all-seeing eye out of the dollar bill. There's a pyramid, you know, the Egyptian pyramids. There's a lot of different pieces, components to my logo. I have never seen anybody use all of those together, but individually you could say, yeah, that's this or that's that. There's been some people that say, oh my God, you're Illuminati. You know, they're it's, you know, there's no way to really say that anything is going to be unique.
And you know, I went to pay someone to make a logo for me, and then when I went to ask, is this 100% you know, mine? And they said, well, no, we used, you know, images and stuff from other things. That's how it works. But what I did is I had it kind of in my head what I wanted, and my nephew's wife does art, and so I had her design the image that I wanted, and then we just put the text on it. So the image and the coloring, it's really, I think the only way that you can get something 100% unique is to pay someone to draw it, not just produce it.
Yeah, that would be an illustration.
Right.
If you went to an illustrator and you had an illustrator, like I actually did, I had an illustrator do my logo. So when they did the text, when they did the Internet Dominator text, it's actually not a real font. It's an illustration of a font. And even the shadowing, the slight shadowing underneath it. So it's as unique as possible, but it's made out of components that were pre-existing, as anything is going to be. I mean, any art, even any art developed that's unique is made out of existing shapes and colors and you know, so how do you tell something's unique? I don't really know the answer to that one.
I have a question about marketing blogs. Like, I'd like to know if the images it creates can be transferred directly to, say, my WordPress website, or do I have to take the image and put it in my website?
Well, what it's going to do, it's going to output the image, and then you would upload it to your WordPress website or your Facebook page, or, you know, wherever you wanted to use that image.
Okay, thanks.
So any text or any image editor, or, you know, Photoshop or anything like that, it's going to generate the image, and then what you do with it, you can do anything you want. You can save it to your desktop. You can load it up into, you know, documents or web pages or wherever you want to use it. So I think this thing is actually creating a video for me. I don't know. I just created the video editor, and it said initializing editor now. I know before when I did this, I had to refresh and it did its thing. But it looks like it's creating a 30-second video for me out of thin air.
It's really cool. You got to give it a couple minutes though.
Oh, okay.
It takes a while, but it's really, really cool. And you can change all the elements. Just, it's kind of like on Kartra, but for a small video.
That is, this thing is just awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So for
idea seeds, like, you know,
oh yeah,
having it generate ideas and just run with it. It's really cool.
Yeah. One of the things that makes people in business very creative is the brainstorming process, and having someone to brainstorm with. A lot of times, you know, I'll be in a creative mood in the middle of the night and nobody in my household is like available and willing to brainstorm with me at that while they're sleeping, right? You don't want to wake somebody up to brainstorm with you.
Dude, call me, I'll do it. I'm in Europe.
But here
Me
you've got a tool that you could literally brainstorm with 24/7. It'll kick ideas back and forth with you. It's really, really incredible. The whole AI piece bringing to marketing, using it in a marketing sense is just, it's a game changer. But like I said, I mean, don't lean on it 100%. Let it do like your rough draft work. You still really need to polish it. You need to at least read it. I wouldn't publish anything without at least reading it first myself. And I know, like for me, there's things that I know about any given industry that I can add to and enhance. And one of those things is my character. And the same thing with you. When you're communicating with your audience, you want to communicate in your character. You want them to fall in love with you, not with an AI engine. They're going to be doing business with you. They're going to be writing checks to you or giving you their credit card number. So it's you that you want them to experience. So just keep that in mind. Perry Belcher, he's really funny about this stuff. He changes his perspective on things at a whim. And I know, like for the last couple of years, he's been all about AI. And at that point, it was AI was hard to get a hold of. And now with the marketing blocks, everybody is like jumping on the bandwagon. A lot of people are going to take advantage and leverage this tool. And it's going to give them a huge advantage. Like moving forward, if you're not using AI to help you develop things, you're going to be at a snail's pace. Right? Can you imagine if you didn't have this and your competitors did, and that's who you were fighting against? It would give them a massive, massive edge over you. Right? And Perry is all about an edge. So now that he sees this come out, he's very anti-AI. And what he's leaning on now is video of him. You know, he's doing more video than he's ever done. And he said, he goes, when this kicks in and everybody's using AI, what's going to make you stand out is being real. And being real is letting your customers get to know you. You know, so video is a great way to do it. You know, if you're afraid of video, all I can say is don't be. I know I was. When I did my first course, and I'd never done a video before. I had never done a screen share video before. It was completely new to me. I sold the course before I even developed it. And I told everybody, I said, you know, I'm making this for you if you want it. And it was a funny story. It was for a group of women photographers. And at the time I was doing high-end SEO, and they wanted to know about SEO so they could use it in their businesses. So I knew they couldn't afford me. For one, they were small businesses, and I was charging thousands of dollars a month for big companies to do their SEO. So I knew it was going to be very frustrating. I knew they were going to want it, and they weren't going to be able to afford it. And it wasn't going to help me, and it wasn't going to help them. So I was thinking about it, like, what can I do? What can I do? I'm racking my brain. And finally, I told my wife, I said, you know what? I'm going to offer them a course and show them how to do it themselves. And, you know, I was doing this thing like the next day, and she looked at me really funny, and she goes, you don't have a course. And I said, that's right. I'm not going to make one either unless they want to buy it. So, and she just had no idea what I was talking about. So when I got there, I give them a presentation, and I was right on the money. They fell in love with the idea of SEO. They all wanted it. They, you know, they knew based on, you know, what I had told them that they couldn't afford me. And what I did was I said, look, I said, I don't really have a viable option to give you guys, but here's what I'm willing to do. If you want it, if you're willing to pay like $297, I will build an 8-week course for you. I'll show you exactly how to do what I do so you can do it yourself, and you'll be able to get the benefits without the cost. And I was surprised, like the majority of the room put their hand up and said, yeah, we'll give you $297 right now. And then I thought, oh shit, now I'm screwed. I got to build this thing. And I had no idea how I was going to do it. I'd never done a screenshot video before. I mean, I'm like, uh-oh, all right, I got the screws put to me now. I need to perform. So I told him, I said, look, I said, I don't want you guys to get ahead of me. This thing is not done. I'm going to build it for you. And here's the way I'm going to do it. Give me 2 weeks to get my feet under me. 2 weeks from now on Monday, I'm going to release the first lesson for you. And that's going to be Monday. You're going to get all week to study that lesson. It'll be a video. I'll show you exactly how to do the first step. On Friday, we'll do a conference call, and I'll answer any questions you have about that first step, how to get that done, how to accomplish it, anything. And then the following Monday, you're going to get the second one. And this is going to go on. There's 8 pieces to the puzzle. So we're going to do this for 8 weeks. And I figured it out. I found a program that would record my screen. I started doing the videos, and it went smooth as glass. And I was so pressured that I didn't even have time to be nervous about doing a video. I just got on and just did what I do and just recorded it. I said, here's what I'm doing. Here's why I'm doing it. Here's how it works. You know, just the basics. Like, here's what to do. Right? I just laid it down and recorded it as it was. I didn't worry about anything. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't polished, but it was exactly what they needed. And they loved it. They absolutely loved it. And the problem was, this was in, I'm thinking this was somewhere around 2010 when I did this. 2009, 2010, somewhere in that neighborhood. The problem was on the 8th week, we got to the 8th week call that Friday. These women were freaking out. And I'm like, what's the problem? I said, I'm going to be on this call as long as it takes. I'll answer all of your questions. I said, what is the deal? Why are you guys freaking out so much? If there's anything you don't understand, ask me. This is your chance. And what I found was they were freaking out because they didn't know what they were going to do next week without me. And I hadn't even thought that far ahead. I was like, and this is a perfect example of listening to your customers tell you what they want. And all you have to do is give it to them and you'll make money. So basically I said, do you guys want me to continue this call? Would that, ease your mind? Would that settle your emotions or whatever? And they said, absolutely. They said, we want to keep you. And I said, well, I just threw a number out. I said, would you be willing to pay $29 a month? And they all said yes. So that's the call you're on today. It's been going on since 2010. That's where we're at. It's evolved. There's been thousands of people that have gone through any of my programs, they all get on access to this call where I say, you get to take me home with you for $30 a month. And you can keep me for as long as you want. Some of those women are still on this call. They might get on once a year, but it's like cheap insurance to have me there to solve any problem they're ever going to have. They know where to go when the shit hits the fan. I will fix it for them. Always here for whatever you need. So, and again, it's listening to your audience. Give them what they want. So you can build stuff out of thin air. Don't be afraid to do video. People love it. When I first started it, it wasn't video. Zoom didn't even exist. We were on free conference call. Freeconferencecalling.com or whatever. It was literally just a phone call. We didn't get to see each other. When Zoom came out, it like took things to a whole new level. Now we can see each other. It's like Hollywood Squares, sir. It's pretty cool.
Hey, John, I got a quick question before I have to jump off.
Okay.
If I wanted to send you a question or something to brainstorm with you, where would I send it?
In the group chat in Alignable, you can pop it right in there.
Okay.
So I'm in there checking that all the time.
Okay. Thank you.
And if there's questions, like if you guys can't make the call and you've got a burning question or something, you can ask it in there in the group or email me or whatever, and then I'll bring it up. I'll talk about it on the call, and then you can just watch the recording.
Okay. And what's your email?
Yeah, John@internetdominators.com.
Okay. Thank you, John.
And my
Appreciate
site's internetdominators.com. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm too big to hide.
Well, I appreciate it. I gotta run, so I'll just watch the rest of it later.
Cool.
Thank you.
So anything else? We've covered a lot of ground today, but ultimately the most important thing is that you guys don't get stuck in analysis. Figure out good enough is good enough. Move into creation, start building your list. Start making money, start generating funds. Leslie, go ahead.
I hope I'm not sure if this is too premature for me to ask you this. I'm slowly going through your videos and enjoying the content. I'm just, can you give me any suggestions? Going through your book, you're saying define your client, your ideal client. I'm looking, you have pages of that, which is brilliant, but I'm thinking like, I don't know where to, that first step,
Okay. That's another thing I've said, several times about the avatar. Like I created that workbook to help you, to give you a guideline. It doesn't mean you have to fill the whole thing out. Like as far as an avatar, I just put down there all the stuff that I could think of that might make a difference. Not everyone's avatar is going to apply to all that stuff.
Well, I do massage and I'm thinking, I don't know, everyone, there's a lot of bodies out there.
Yeah. In some cases, here's another differentiator for you. In some cases, your avatar isn't necessarily a person. Now that might sound weird, but if your avatar is a symptom, think about your avatar could be a symptom like sore muscles. That could be on any body. So like, a migraine headache, there's not a particular personal avatar for a migraine headache. It's a symptom. A symptom is your avatar. So you need to be creative. You need to look at your situation and you need to build your marketing around your particular situation. If you serve a symptom and not an avatar, then that is your avatar, the symptom. So you need to think about, okay, the person, it doesn't matter if they're male or female, it doesn't matter how old they are. This person, what are they feeling? What are they going through? What is it doing to their life? What do they want? How is it going to look when you can make it stop? What's the transformation?
She said that the majority of her clients were teachers. Her weekly clients that, were the regulars.
Yeah. So that's what you need to look at. You need to look at your particular circumstance. Don't think that everything fits into the same box. When I created that workbook, it's a guideline. There might be stuff for you that I didn't think of that's very important. So feel free to write it in. You need to create this for your own custom thing. I did my best to give you the guidelines and create a situation where it would help you go through the motions and get it dialed in. But I know there's a ton of them that I'm not familiar with. There's a lot of industries, I don't have exposure to or don't know, all the symptoms of all the problems out there. But there is, if you think about your particular thing, what you offer, you might just ask yourself, is this a segmentable market or is this a symptom? If it's a symptom, then a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, for segmenting and looking for the profitable things and all that stuff might not apply to you. It might when you're talking about the profitability part. Like there might be people that have migraines that, don't have any income, or they're just not in a position to be your customer. So you need to think about that kind of stuff. Like of migraines, who do you want to solve migraines for? Maybe the rich and famous, that might be where you would focus, and they think differently. Their outcome is different. If they can't go on to the set, that's an expensive problem. If they can't perform on command, that's a serious issue for them. They could not get the next gig because of bad performance. So if you can solve a problem for somebody that's got a massive problem, you can charge a lot of money for the same thing. It's like the $20 bottle of water. Not everybody's going to pay it, but the person that it makes the most sense to will.
Right.
So that's what you need to look at in your situation is, where's the money? For what I do, where's the money? Always follow the money. And once you get to the point where you're rich and famous, then you can make the decision, okay, now I can give back. Now I can do stuff, gratis. I can make the world a better place. But you can't do that till you do it for yourself first.
I always went off the model like a hairdresser. Like if you're going to make money, you're not cutting hair, you're renting out your booths.
Yeah, exactly. Because the person cutting the hair has a job. The one renting the booths can leave the establishment, go on vacation, and come back, and the wheels are still on. So that's.
And the more specific you can be about who you rent the booth to, the better.
Yeah, and where you rent the booth. What booth you own is, can make a big difference. I'm sure people in Beverly Hills pay a little bit more to look their best than people in other areas, let's say. So, all right, other questions? Michelle, did we get you?
Brilliant.
Not yet. Thank you.
Sure. Go ahead.
So I own a bookkeeping firm. So specifically, we deal with analyzing cash flow and budgeting. And I was thinking of creating a course that would help smaller businesses do their own budgeting and what the benefits are and all that sort of thing. My problem really is getting people to want to buy it. Does that make sense?
Okay, sure. So where that is, the way you get someone to want to buy something is there's a couple of components in the ACT program that help with that. One of them is the timeline.
Okay.
The timeline exercise, basically, in a nutshell, the timeline exercise says, my person is here. They're in this situation. This is what they're experiencing, and it's not ideal. They don't want to be here. And on the other end of the timeline is their desired outcome. What does that look like? What does that transformation do for them? And then if your product can take them from where they are on the timeline to where they want to be, your description and your communication of that value is going to be what's going to make them want it. You have to be able to figure out what it is they want, why they want that, and then connect your product or service as the vehicle that delivers that. That's how you create demand and desire. And there's no better way than just telling them how it works. Say, you know, if you use my thing, it's going to do this. This is how it works. This is why it does what it does. It's the thing that does the work to get you what you want. If you can describe it in that way, as you're doing that, you want to identify any objections that they might have, like cost, or, you know, maybe they've tried something similar and it didn't work, or, you know, whatever those objections are, you address those in your presentation on the way as you're telling them what they're going to get, how it's going to work, what it's going to do for them, eliminate the objections, and then you just make your offer at the end.
And then would you recommend then doing just like ads, social media ads, or just organic?
Well, the ad is the attention grabber.
Okay.
You have to have an attention grabber first. There's 4 pieces to a marketing campaign. It's the attention grabber, it's the create demand and desire, the elimination of objections, and the offer. Those are the 4 pieces. And that basically makes up a presentation. So that's your sales presentation, your marketing funnel, you know, you call it whatever you want. That's the roadmap to get from taking a prospect and turning them into a customer. You have to have those pieces. If you don't, I don't see how it would work.
Right.
If you can't grab their attention, you're not going to be able to present to them. If you're not presenting to them, you're not going to be creating objections. If you're not eliminating the objections, they're not going to take your offer. So if you dial each one of those 4 in, the more you dial each one in, the higher your conversion is going to be and the less people you have to talk to. You know?
That's a goal.
Yeah. Most of us don't like to have to do presentations, right? So, you know, if you could get, let me ask you this, if you would get a sale on every presentation you made, how many would you want to make?
2 or 3 a month max.
Yeah. And that's all you would need to do. But if you're not good at that, you have leaks in your 4 buckets, you might have to make 100 presentations to get those same 2. And that's going to just make you want to crawl back in the sheets and not come out. You know,
so then the attention grabber is really the most important step, because if you don't have that attention, you can't move forward.
Yes. That is what in the ACT process, that's called the big idea. So there's a formula for it. And that came right out of the ad agencies in the 1950s. That was from David Ogilvy, created that big idea formula. And, you know, he was interviewed and he was asked, you know, what is it? Every campaign you touch turns to gold. Why is that? And he equated it to that big idea. He said any ad campaign that does not have a big idea will pass like a ship in the night, meaning it won't be seen. And if your ad campaign is not seen, you're not going to convert. That's a big leaky bucket. So
you think that paid ads would be best versus organic?
No.
Or kind of a mixture?
I never said that.
Okay.
The best ad is the one that's going to get in front of the person that you need it to be in front of, no matter what, whether it's paid or free, it doesn't matter. Now, there's a lot of cases where paid can get you there faster. Like, for instance, even in search, like I tell people, if people know what they want and they're searching for it and they have their credit card in their hand, there's no better place to be in front of them than right there, right now, because they're going to buy something. They're going to buy it and they're ready to do it right now. So if you're not good at SEO and that would take you a year to get there, then I would say paid search is absolutely the best thing that you could do. Now, if your person's not searching, if they're in the unknown part of the pyramid of awareness, you know, in the marketing part, they're not searching. So it wouldn't do you any good to do paid ads in search. if your audience is on Facebook, let's say they're in paid groups on Facebook, or even in, you know, in places where you can't really get to them, I would say paid advertising would be a great place to start right there. You know, figuring out in the T part of ACT, that's the traffic section. That's where you lean back to analysis to tell you, where are these people? We know what they want. We've created the campaign for them. Now we've got to get it in front of them. Where are they? You know, where are they hanging out? What magazines are they reading? What TV shows are they watching? You know, are they watching YouTube videos? You know, or are they hanging out in social media? You need to meet them where they are. So
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Whether it's paid or free, my preference is whatever works. So.
John, I need to follow up with you from our call yesterday. When would be good for that?
Oh, I could do that in about a half hour.
Okay.
That work for you?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
Well, thank you for everything you do, John, and Happy New Year to everybody. It's really a heck of a ride, and I expect nothing but good things if we don't have another massive COVID outbreak and kill everybody.
Well, I think I fed you guys from the fire hose today. I unleashed a lot on you today, so my apologies if it was too much.
Bravo,
Hey, just-
Master.
Good stuff, John. Did you notice, by the way, in response to what Michelle was talking to you about, in the marketing blocks, there's a in the sales generation, copy generation section, there is the AIDA format.
Oh, really?
It does AIDA feature benefit. It's got like 7 different content, sales content formats. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was kind of going through the training earlier today, and yeah, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing what's in that.
It really is. Scary.
Really
Scary
cool stuff. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Happy New Year, brother.
Yeah, you
Happy New
too.
Year, everybody.
Fran, I see you popped your hand up there. We lost your video and you're muted out, but I saw your hand pop up. All right, not sure if Fran's still with us. Anybody else questions for today before we wrap up and send you into a brand new year?
Hey, I have a question. It's about texting. I love to text, and I think I've written books already. The only problem is they're all text. So what I heard that you can put Word. I have an i14, the newest jalopy from Apple, you know, but I heard you could put Word on, and then I could type in the word. I don't know, but the sexy chats, those could be really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and who knows in the world of content, you know, what AI could create from my chats alone.
Yeah.
Holy Christ. And you feed them your chats and then it's ruling the world, right?
Yeah.
Based on your fantasies.
It was cool. One of the video tutorials I was seeing on the chat GPT was they were talking about it even helping your own relationships. You know, like I don't know about you guys, but if you send somebody like a birthday card, or I never know what to write in those things. And it'll say, you know, hey, write me a note for a birthday card for my nephew. And it'll write it up for you. And it's so cool. And the guy said, you know, write a love letter to my wife. And boom, this thing is writing a love letter to her. And it's like, holy crap, that's awesome.
Hey, sign me up. I'm in.
Somehow that sounds a bit like a House of Cards
Oh my
Thank you.
God, the doors that this thing could open are just unbelievable. We shouldn't even go there.
Talk about Cyrano.
Yeah, exactly. Your own private Cyrano. All right, well, Fran, last chance here. If you're still with us, unmute. Otherwise, we're gonna let everybody go back to their day here. All right, well, she must have gone by the wayside. But anyway, hey,
Thank you,
guys,
John.
thank you
Happy
all
New Year,
for
everybody.
coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Happy New Year. See you in a
Thank
bit.
you.
Bye, everybody.
All right,
Happy New Year, everyone.
we'll see you next week.
Adios,
Aloha.
amigos.
Thanks, John.